So I want to start stuffing the board here. I've got my big rack of TTL here, and I've got some other stocks of TTL logic as well. Sadly, I've got the labels upside down on this. I want pin 1 down in the lower right hand corner here. And all of the numbers I put in are upside down, but that's an LS74. And I know I've got LS74s here. I've got a bunch. It looks like I'm going to want 2 of these to start with. LS74, like a matched set if possible. Not that it really matters, but I prefer to have pin 1 down in that bottom left-hand corner, as it means the markings on the chip are upright and they're easier to read. So kind of sad that I labeled that all upside down. I just missed it when I put all those labels in, so I may have to go back and correct that. We have an LS04. I know I have lots of LS04s. That's actually a 7404. It should be in the back there. LS in the front, other variants in the back, supposedly, but that's been somewhat messed up here. There's an LS04. I'd like as much of the logic as possible to be logic with clean pins and newer. It increases the odds of it working. So that went into that old TI style socket that I think is probably a single swipe, not even a dual swipe socket. So I'm going to be leery of that. I should have some LS10s in here if I can get one out. It's an S10. Apparently this is a mixed. That's actually a 7401. Well, that's right. Everything on the end down here is just mixed. So typically, so see if we can find an LS10 in here. 10, 10, LS10 right there. Working around these capacitors. It's going to be interesting. It's not the most convenient place for inserting chips. I do have an insertion tool or two floating around here. Might or might not make this easier. Of course, it's going to be, it's slid over and it's at the very bottom of the little container. Come on, you can come out of there. Come on, there you go. Going to need better light to do this. LS10, LS32. Wow, how many of these have I got mixed up here? I know I refreshed this. I was nearly out of a bunch of devices, and it seems like I got the non-LS mixed in with the LS logic. I would expect a good chunk of this board to be able to be stuffed from this set of bins. 161 is not familiar. Rather, there's one in here. Again, these ends are kind of mixed. '74 LS 161. never found a great way to store the logic. It always kind of, no matter what you do, it's not as clean as you'd like. 393, I should have 4s, 393s. I don't see any 393s. Doesn't mean I don't have them. I'll come back to those. 290, I don't think there's a part I have as well. This is what I get for saying I think the majority of these are going to be able to be stuffed from here. No, it's not jumping out again. Another 393, and all this 123. LS 123. Four 157s. I know I've got 157s here. I'd like them all to look the same if possible. It doesn't matter, except it does to me from a, I don't know, OCD standpoint, from a want it to look nice standpoint. There's a fourth one right there that is the same markings as those. Signetics part. I see what I've done. There's an LS 123, 123, and then 157s down here. I jumped a row accidentally. These sockets are still nice and tight and feel good. The parts going in, they're going in easily. Again, the sign of a quality socket. I need a second 123. There's a couple of national semis. Again, I want the parts to look the same. If at all possible. I didn't straighten the leads up, but that still went in clean. A lot of these are pulls, a lot of these are new old stock. LS08. LS 283. Don't think I have a bin specific to those. Does anything jump up here quickly in the... No. LS 174. For LS 174, 283. We didn't have one of those before, so an LS74 here. This is another flip-flop. We know that these four here are all 4116s. So I'm going to move on to that row there. I'm going to fold this a little bit different. 157, 155, 157. $157, $157. Oh, I didn't realize. And now I want matched parts. There's another national one. That's got a bend over lead. I'm gonna set it aside, not even deal with it. Another national 157. Even the same weak manufacturer. Sure, whatever this came out of probably didn't work because of that bent pin. It created lots of confusion. Often when a pin is bent that tight, it can be really difficult to get it unbent. Without breaking it. See if we have any shot at all here. Straightening that back out to something reasonable. Yeah. 8216, I don't have any of those in here. LS20. LS20. 138. Over 8216 and two LS100s. I recognize these. I want to say they were new old stock from someplace, though I could be wrong. 100. 151. Nope. Oh, yeah. 151. $174. Got two 243s, which I don't think. Nope, I don't have those sitting here. LS04. socket looks like it's not quite flush. LS04 and an LS241. 136, I don't think so. No. 243s, we know we don't. 138. Let's see, the 138. There's one there, and there's one next to it. There's actually 3 of them in there, and as always, I'd like them all to look the same, if at all possible. Wow, I just keep getting different manufacturer, different manufacturer, different manufacturer. I suspect it'll be a third one that looks like that. Another TI one. Motorola. Signetics. Wow, what are the odds here that I can't get 3 that look the same? Motorola. So it's going to be those 3. 138, 138, 138. This will be interesting. It's up against that cap. No, that went right in, no problem. Good grip. 138's 241. I think we've already determined I don't have any laying around. 373, I know I do. I have lots of 373s. I have drawers and drawers of 373s. They're very common, 244s, 245s. Very, very common parts. 373, a 32. A lot of what I'm using here do have somewhat period-appropriate date codes. LS32, 241 I've already determined we don't necessarily have. 243, 243, 164, I don't think so. LS04. That one's going to be interesting to get in. It's got all those capacitors and other things sitting around it. Off by a pin. Can I get it to shift over a pin? Oh, this case of paper is not helping. There, it shifted over a pin. LS04. 1488s, 1489s are not, I don't think there's any in this container. I'm going to have to go pull. Oh wow, got some 40 pin textile sockets buried in there. So we're on to, there's an LS02 there, which I do have. Hopefully you can see why the time I spent putting this diagram together over here has paid off here. It's made this a lot easier to repopulate. LS04. Oh, those leads look pretty. Well, they're okay. Not great. Didn't feel like it went in well. Those leads are so dull. I'm going to try a different one. LS04, which is a hex inverting buffer, or, well, yeah, hex inverter. 174 is a flip-flop. You may notice I'm verifying the markings on every device that I pull out, because these do get screwed up a little bit. It happens. This was a 138. Just go back in its drawer. 123 is a one shot. .23. Another 04. That's the one I pulled out earlier that had the dull leads. There's an 04 here. And that cap slightly in the way. There's an 08 there, which is a quad AND gate, where the 7400's a NAND gate. 74 LS08. The 406 I happen to have is a driver. I think it's open collector, but I could be wrong. And 7445. I don't. LS14s for a matched set. Oh, that's AC, so that's the CMOS variant, and those leads are really bent bad on there. So I'm not going to use these, but I would like to get those leads straightened up. Ow, well, F you, part. It's still got a bunch of bent leads on it. Just doesn't throw me on. Come on. Lots of the AC parts. There's an LS14 and there's an LS14, and they are a matched set. Gold Star. What is this device just laying here loose? Another AC14. AC Advanced CMOS. LS Low Power Schottky. Low power is just what the name implies. It consumes less power. And the S basically says that the voltage window between 0 and 1 is narrower, so it can't kind of oscillate if the levels are slow. You know, if the slew rates are really slow, you can get a part that'll, you know, an older logic part that'll go, I'm not sure if that's a 1 or a 0, and the output can oscillate. These don't do that, and that's the reason they exist. I need another LS14 crud. Oh, there's another Gold Star. It goes right here. 290, I don't think I have. 273, nope. 293, we've determined I don't have. 242, I don't think I have, nope. And a 242, LS04, I think we've determined we don't have these. 164 is familiar, but I guess not. LS241. Now it looks like that's probably everything we can get out of my little box here. LS86 up here, I know I've got that. LS86, there's just a spot here I didn't walk through. I almost want to say that's an XOR gate, but I could be wrong. It's the offset one right here. I think we determined there was no 136s. Nope. $81.16, $74.45. Well, I'm going to wrap this one up here. You've seen me go through, and for the parts I could find, actually get them inserted. I'll continue to dig for more chips, and we'll go from there.